I want to stress that science tutors play a vital role in shaping the next generation of leaders in the field crucial for our nation's progress and prosperity. Yet the government action demonstrate a blatant disregard to their expertise, dedication, and the pivotal role they play in our education system. As I talk, we are already in a primary stage of implementing the national teachers policy, where teachers are supposed to upgrade and get degrees. And it is these tutors who are now nurturing the certificate science, primary science teachers, and even those with a diploma to get degrees. So this is already gravely undermining their effort in line of where our country is growing. As a trade union committed to advocating for the rights and the fair treatment of workers, we cannot stand idly while such injustice is persisting. Therefore, we have reached a difficult decision to commence an industrial action on 3rd April 2024 and demand the reversal of these detrimental policies, position, and restoration of the dignitary and fair compensation for our science tutors across the country. To be specific, I want to highlight our demands. 1, we expect government in the next 10 days to immediately reverse the downgrading of science tutors' pay. 2, restoration of salaries for their previous levels, which commensurate with the valuable contribution they make in developing this country. 3, meaningful engagement with our union to address the systematic issue underlying unjust treatment and ensure the fair treatment of all education professions which are under our membership. We call upon government, therefore, to heed to our demands and engage in genuine dialogue to resolve this crisis swiftly and equitably. Failure to do so will only excavate tension and deepen the rift between the educators and policymakers. In conclusion, I urge all stakeholders, including fellow trade unions and labor centers, parents, students, and community members to stand in solidarity as we fight for the rights and the dignity of science tutors and the integrity of our education system.
The science tutors have been earning science salary from the year 2014. They started with an allowance, a top-up allowance in 2012, and the salary scale was consolidated in 2014 and have been earning the science salary up to August and July last year when they were removed. When their pay was enhanced in 2022, they were equally enhanced as other scientists in other sectors were enhanced. We received a complaint from all tutors across the country through their representatives at our union head office here. That was August. When we received this complaint, we had to move across the country to establish the fact behind this, and we established that it is true these science tutors have been removed from their pay scale of science. Some were downgraded from 4 million to 1.1 million, and others have been removed completely from the payroll. We established this in the votes of Michana municipality, where the science tutors were removed from their pay. In Hoima city, they were removed from their pay. In Uganda municipality, they are removed from their pay, and Ushenyi municipality, among others. We have been engaging government over the same issue. the file in my hands includes all correspondences that we have been writing to government, starting with the first one that we made on the 17th November 2023, bringing to the attention of government, Minister of Public Service, the complaint of the science tutors. We conducted a meeting on the 23rd November in response to this meeting, this letter, where the Ministry of Public Service, Minister of Education and Minister of Finance were all involved with the leaders of the union and the representatives of the tutors as you see them here. We agreed on some take-on points, among which was the meeting agreed that there was a lot of suffering because the tutors testified of how their salaries were removed and they were no longer having funds to pay for the school fees of their children and even care for their families, which is a painful experience. We explained this to government and we agreed that within 1 week, Minister of Education would provide clarity on why the science tutors are being removed from their pay, the science pay, which Minister of Education comfortably did provide that explanation by the PS Minister of Education, and it came, that letter was written on 23rd February 2024 by the PS Minister of Education, explaining that science tutors are scientists and should be paid as so. Here is the letter for your view. But to our dismay, when this letter reached the Minister of Public Service, the officers who were already fully determined to make sure that these scientists in the education sector suffer, vehemently refused to implement this and follow this guidance of Minister of Education. And as a union, we find that unbearable and unbecoming. We have tried our level to engage Minister of Public Service over the same, and the officers concerned in Minister of Public Service have paid a deaf ear. We find it unexplainable that full officers of government can choose to go against a clear-stated policy. And we are discovering that this is an intention of some officers. By the way, this is not an act of government, but it is an act of some officers in the Ministry of Public Service who are trying to target the scientists in the education sector. And we find that unbearable, and we cannot tolerate it as a union. And basing on all the engagements we have been with the government through Ministry of Public Service, Ministry of Education, and Ministry of Finance, we have been forced to take a painful decision where we have discovered that the majority of these science tutors are no longer going for work because of inability to pay even for their transport costs to work. Since they have been removed from salary for 8 months now, they are unable to take care of their families, they cannot pay for fees for their children, and they can as well not be able to pay transport costs to go for work. So we find it as a union, that's why we have put this to government, that these tutors, effective 3rd of April 2024, they will lay down their tools across the country, across all the 23 core PTCs in Uganda. They will lay down their tools, and there will be no teaching, and there will be no supervision, no research. And the students there who are doing diploma courses in the field of science will not be attended to effective 3rd of April 2024 in case this issue is not resolved. But we are calling upon the Minister of Public Service to prevail over the officers who are erroneously deleting these science tutors from the payroll and downgrading their approved pay. because this is putting the image of the education sector and the whole actions into disrepute. We feel we do not need to enter into battles over something that is very clear and stipulated in the policy. Thank you very much.
My name is Natkunda David. I am a tutor of agriculture at St. George's Ivandakowa PTC. I was appointed in 2015 and posted to teach agriculture domain, and my appointment letter in its terms clearly indicates salary scale U4 science as early as 2015 when I was appointed. And from then I have been receiving money and salary in that very scale of U4 science until the government enhanced all scientists. And of course, as my scale on the appointment letter, like all other science tutors, my salary was also enhanced in 2022. Without any notification, on the salary of the month of September 2023, my salary dropped. And as you know, the obligations I'm upgrading because there is a demand that we must upgrade because the status of our institutions are changing from grade 3 training institutions to diploma and degree awarding institutions. So we are required to have a master's degree. I am upgrading. There is a lot of expense, but I'm unable even to complete my studies. 2, we are handling this diploma, the upgraders from grade 3 to diploma. Those are the students we are teaching now, and they specialize. And we handle those of science option. But even going to college to teach is not easy. So what we are saying is, it is not only affecting us as individuals and our families, but it is also affecting our quality of work. So there is a lot of detriment on the education sector because we are teacher trainers. We train teachers. If we don't train science teachers, then science teachers are not there. And therefore, there are no scientists in the future. So the government must take note that what is being done it has far-reaching impact because let come 3rd April, as we lay down our tools, those students will not be attended to. And as a policy of government to promote science and to develop a science-based economy, I see trouble. We have a lot of suffering. Our homes are breaking. I even think like running away from home because it is too much. Debts, loans, responsibilities. And yet, this is an approved salary we have been earning. You wonder how an officer, a responsible officer, wakes up one night and according to their own opinion says, we are removing this, they are not defeating it. It is so unjust and so disheartening. So we appeal to the government, we appeal to the parliament, we appeal to Minister of Public Service and even Minister of Education and Sports to come to our rescue. The guidelines are very clear, policy guidelines are very clear, but they are not being followed. So these are opinions of individuals intending to make us suffer. But we know with the goodwill of government and good officers, this can come to an end.